Throughout each game in the Zelda franchise, you start to notice certain areas reappearing game after game. Now, these are not your typical Hyrule fields and Hyrule castles. These are small, unique areas that some games feature and make really nice additions to each individual game. The latest installment, Breath of the Wild, didn't exactly feature many of my favorites, so today I thought we would look at 4 different areas from past Zelda games that I would like to see make a return in the next big installment to the Zelda franchise. These can vary from areas that hit that sweet nostalgia spot, or just places that have a really nice vibe to them, or if I just like them for whatever reason. All 4 of these areas can work for an open air game, like Breath of the Wild. Well, for us to see them in the next installment, they would have to be, as the next installment has already been confirmed to be an open air game, just like Breath of the Wild. Anyway, let's take a look at the 4 areas I want to see appearing in the next big Zelda installment. Starting off the list, we look to an area that I loved discovering for the first time in a Zelda game, and the peaceful vibes they always gave to me each individual time. For this one, we look to the ranches we find throughout the Zelda games, from Lon Lon Ranch to Romani Ranch, and one of my all-time favourites, Ordon Ranch. Finding each one of these 3 ranches for the first time was always like a breath of fresh air from the main quest, as they all have peaceful vibes and designs to them, which I really loved. Well, apart from the aliens we find in Romani Ranch and Majora's Mask. Aliens aside, the ranches acted as a sort of safe place to me, and somewhere you could always head to for a peaceful break from saving the land of Hyrule or Termina. This is mainly when I played Ocarina of Time, as the ranch was right in the middle of the map, and you could always just take a break and stop by the ranch during your travels. Lon Lon Ranch also appeared in the Minish Cap and 4 Swords Adventures, which did have a similar effect as Ocarina of Time. Of course the ranch was a little bit different from Ocarina of Time, but it still gave me that peaceful feel and relaxing break from my adventure in Hyrule. Breath of the Wild does have stables and the ranch ruins, but that doesn't quite match up to a fully blown out ranch that is the main place to go for all horsing and farming. These ranches are all truly stunning and have their own individual unique points, such as music and design, which all build up their own relaxing vibes and feels to each individual ranch. The next Zelda game has to have some sort of main ranch within it, some sort of hub for all stables, and then you could maybe branch off into smaller stables, like the stables in Breath of the Wild. Next up, we look to a more creepy and dark place found throughout the games. This eerie and daunting place is the graveyards we find throughout the games. Now, Breath of the Wild did include them to some extent, but the graveyards found in Breath of the Wild are certainly nowhere near as spine-chilling and creepy as in Ocarina of Time and Twilight Princess graveyards, both found within Kakariko Village. The reason I feel we need to see some sort of main graveyard in the next game is that we really need something to creep you out and scare you a little, just like in Ocarina of Time. Breath of the Wild, compared to most Zelda games, is really peaceful, and even visiting some graves in the game doesn't really give you chills like past games once did. Bringing back some sort of main graveyard opens up a lot of opportunities to potentially bring back some past characters, like Dante, or similar faces. The Zelda team could also work on another Shadow Temple-like dungeon, or just create something really dark and really creepy for the game, if they didn't include a graveyard, that is. Overall, I think we need somewhere in the next big Zelda installment that can give you a good fright, like a graveyard. Next up is an area I'm sure a lot of people want to see return, especially since we didn't get it in Breath of the Wild, to some extent anyway. However, we did see it in the memories found within Breath. This area is Castletown. I really want to see this place make a return for the next Zelda game. Now yeah, the ruined and destroyed Castletown fits Breath of the Wild really well. However, was it really better than a lively Castletown with all the joyful people and music to it like in past Zelda games? I'm talking about an alive, joyful town with Hylians and other races all around, cheering like in past Zelda games. This would also give the opportunity to bring back a lot of mini-games and and side quests from people inside the towns, expanding the game even further. Now, if the next game, like Breath of the Wild, is still post-apocalyptic, we could even have a rebuilt castle town to work from. The chances of this happening aren't impossible, and I think there is actually a pretty good chance we see it in some way or another in the next big installment to the franchise. If we could get something like in Twilight Princess, but on a much larger scale, now that would be something really epic. Last on the list, we have an area I have generally spent a good 80 plus hours just in one save file alone, and that area is the fishing hole. This place is absolutely stunning and amazing. Now, I am mainly speaking for Twilight Princess's version, but this applies for all the fishing holes we find throughout the games. The area title, The Fishing Hole, does make its only appearance in Twilight Princess, but games such as Ocarina of Time did feature a fishing pond, along with Link's Awakening and Majora's Mask 3D. The reason I want to see some sort of fishing area return is because, like the ranches in other games, you can take a break from the main quest, but this time you have something to do that can be very relaxing and at the same time enjoyable. Personally, I love the fishing in Twilight Princess. I really don't know what it is about it, but it was so enjoyable, and is also the reason why I spent so much time there through my many playthroughs. If a new fishing area was to be added, it would give players that little something more to do in a huge open world game other than exploring. Exploring is still really fun and good to do, but I could honestly see myself spending so much time in a fishing area in the next Zelda game if the team do decide to include one, which of course I hope they do. These relaxing and stunning areas are for sure my favourite getaway areas in the Zelda franchise, and I would love to see them be brought back. Those are the 4 areas I feel need to feature in the next big Zelda installment. Let me know your thoughts on my choices, and also make sure to tell me anywhere you feel needs to make a return in the next game down below. If you enjoyed the video, be sure to leave a like, it's always greatly appreciated, and feel free to let me know any other thoughts or feedback on the video down below as well. Make sure to hop on the Discord server for the link below to join our amazing community and chat to myself and many others. I hope you all have a great day, and until the next time, I've been Hyrule Gamer, and I'll catch you in the next one.